Platex here with Baldur's Gate 3. We're in the Underdark, and as you can see, I've pretty much cleared everything except for the Arcane Tower. So, I've left these. I'm going to pick them up with Lae'zel.
I crave blood.
Actually, I tell you what, I need to do them with Astarion. Now, the reason I haven't picked up these flowers yet is because I wasn't ready to go to the tower. And one thing you need to be sure that you remember, if you go to the surface, and even the, I believe if you go to the Selûnite outpost, if you go to the wrong spot in there, it might happen as well. But if you forget that these are in your inventory and you go to the surface, it will destroy them. These flowers are very important for getting through the Arcane Tower. I mean, they're not like you can do it without them, but let me just tell you, it's much easier if you have them. This is also the Sousa bark for the masterwork weapon.
Now I need somewhere to craft it all. The forge at the
And
mountain
there are
should do.
4 of these flowers before getting to the tower. So let's make sure we have all of them. We have all 4. Now what we're going to do is go to the beach. This is a quick way of getting to the tower. And you will soon see why I gave the flowers to Astarion. Alright, what I'm going to do is right here
Ground. Better watch out.
is go ahead and go to turn base.
Let's go.
Those are arcane turrets. If you do not go into turn base, they will open fire on you while you move through here. And you also want to make sure, well, as long as you're in turn base, you don't have to separate your party. And this is the reason I chose Astarion, because he can dash twice as a bonus action and once as a main action.
Quite ready for you.
Now what you want to do is just end turn with all characters.
How delicious.
Alright, now you can see there's a second turret that has a bead on him. Well, we're going to run over here and drop one of those flowers on the ground right here. Now, we didn't even have to drop it. As soon as we got close enough, it automatically shut it down. That's what that inspiration is for. But so that it stays shut down, we want to go ahead and, like I said, drop one right here. Now, instead of dropping, you can click place in world.
Indolence breeds madness.
Over here.
See, place in world, that way you can move it around to decide where exactly you want to put it. Alright, so now I can end the turn based because I've shut down the both turrets.
Looking ahead.
Tell you what I'm going to do. Well, I'm going to go ahead and loot out here. I don't normally loot while recording. I usually wait till after I ended the recording and then go around and loot, but there might be... I can't remember what's over there. There might be something of importance over here. And keep in mind too, while you've got one of those flowers on you, like you can't cast spells if you're in the vicinity of those flowers. There we go.
Keep your
There's a
distance.
Starian. Open the chest.
Hardly a challenge.
Skybreaker, there we go. Skybreaker is a nice light hammer. You can throw it, and it has that searing smite special ability.
Action, not reaction.
Never a dull moment.
Wizard's Tower is his sanctum. Private place for research.
All right, now there's two more turrets in here,
But as
so
this wizard's not home,
go
I say we
back
take a peek.
into turn-based.
Careful, I'm behind.
Select a Starian. Now it won't let you just walk through that. So I'm going to have to use one of my bonus actions to jump,
Step quick.
but it was all good. No worries.
Salutations.
Indolence breeds madness.
Someone there. Step lightly.
Seek and you shall find me.
Don't touch me. Don't linger.
And that's that. Now, without jumping, without, you know, jumping each one of your guys through the window, they'll just stand there waiting. So, I'll use the Starian to just lock. Oh, wait, no, there's a latch right there. Lever, rather. There we go.
Can't give
All
up
right.
now. Seems like the
I'm going to go ahead and
quite the
equip
literary
my
type.
torch. Because there's really no fighting in here. Unless when you get to the top of the tower, there are some constructs
A chest.
that
I can feel its
you
magic.
can fight, but you can avoid fighting them. I personally don't really see the point in fighting them. Now we need to bring another, see how it says Chest of the Mundane? When you open it, it's just junk. But if you bring another Susabark flower up here, or not Susabark, but those flowers, the Susar Bloom, there'll be two down there. One is for the furnace, and one you can bring up to that chest. And then it will reveal some better loot. I think I've looted everything now. Now this is I guess the logical way down. You know, you can jump. I would still, well actually that's not taking any damage to get down to there, but at some point, like once you get down to here, you're going to have to use Featherfall, or you're going to take damage when you jump down to the bottom. Or, since we got to use Featherfall, I'm pretty sure we can jump off right here. And I do not have my Featherfall. Yes, I do. Gale's with me. Okay. For a second, I didn't think I had Gale with me. Alright, so here's Featherfall right here. You see, this is a group scroll. Boom. Now we all have Featherfall. I'm going to hit turn base just so it doesn't waste. See how I can just jump all the way down now?
Assume nothing.
Excellent choice.
Let's move.
See, we have two more flowers right here. There should be...
Something
Yep.
over there.
Now, if you fail, like wherever you roll, like if you fail, if you just click on the shovel in the inventory, you can kind of start digging around in the area you rolled in and get it anyway. Like even if you fail, you can still get those. These blue cap mushrooms, really, I don't really need them. You can use them as food when you camp, but it's only like two food each. And yes, I'm cursed to touch everything. Alright, so let's go ahead and get inside here. There's really nothing around the outside here. There's a pipe you can go through if you want to change into a cat or... But I've got a Starian right here and he can just pick this lock
Let's crack it open.
fairly easily. Why is it not letting me cast? Oh, I can't cast guidance because of the flowers. But I shouldn't really need to worry about it. Starian's got so many bonuses.
Still alive.
Alright, now one of these flowers... Well, hang on, let's go ahead and loot this stuff. Those aren't worth anything. Ink pot. I always take ink pots. Ink pots sell decently. I mean, you know, for all the ink pots that you'll find scattered around in desks and stuff, and you know, sitting on top of desks, ink pots are a good source of money. There's that pipe from the outside. It allows you to, like I said, I could have changed into a cat and went through the pipe instead of worried about a Starian picking the lock. And then of course there's that lever right there that would have opened the door. And it's just on the other side of the, you know, when you jump down from that side, you'll find the... You would think this stuff would have a better sell value, but they don't. Books are another good source of money. Find so many books laying around. Alright, and these petals are just from a used flower. And this right here, the power generator. You don't really have to separate these. It will only use one of them. You don't really have to do that, but call me paranoid. Just stick one of the flowers in the generator and that turns it on. Now, I didn't even bother trying to use the lift before because I already know. I mean, I've spent over 1,000 hours in this game, so I already knew. But when you first come into the tower, if you try to use the lift, it doesn't work because there's no power. So this is what powers the tower right here. That's the top floor where the constructs are. Now there is an interesting, I think it's a halberd that the main Bernard, I think his name is. But it's really not worth it. I mean, it is a little bit interesting, but I think it has a chance of damaging the wielder. But I think it does do bonus lightning damage with each strike. But again, it has a chance to damage the wielder. So I choose not to kill the constructs. There's a couple of things you can get through dialogue with them. And then I leave it at that. Ooh. Wait, what's that lever? Was that the... Oh, okay, never mind. Now, some of the letters and books that you find in this tower are clues for how to dialogue with the construct, Bernard, the construct at the top floor. Like how to answer his questions. Alright, so now we can use the lift. Alright, we haven't been to this floor yet. This is the floor that we skipped over by jumping all the way down from the 3rd floor to the bottom.
Arcane lights, of course.
Now, if you don't already have the mushrooms for the Mind Flayer at the Tongue of Madness is one of them. Omaloon, the Mind Flayer at the Myconid colony. You would think as much as I played this game, you would think I would stop looking through all these freaking bags every time. But I'm one of those people that's cursed to touch everything. And then here's the other mushroom. Picked up a broom for some stupid reason. Alright, I think that's it. I've made a full circle here. Alright, now this is the first floor this is where we walked in. That's where we jumped off. I don't think I looted anything else. Nice.
Arcane lights, of course.
Put that broom in here. Brooms are worthless. Did I loot everything here? Okay, I did. Yeah, I remember now. I've looted everything. So that's the door we came in. And then here was that chest. Do you see how that just did that? Now you don't necessarily have to leave the flower here because all we got to do is loot the chest and it's looted. But there's really no more use for these flowers. Now again, they do cancel magic, so I mean you could use them. Yeah, those boots cast Featherfall. So if you didn't have scrolls, you could have used those boots, but you would have had to have used one of these flowers that we left at the turrets to unlock the box. So you could use those flowers, as long as you don't leave the Underdark with them, to cancel magic, but it's probably more trouble than it's worth, to be honest. Alright, now we're going to continue going up. That plate is worth 30 gold. Plates, cups, utensils, always check the value of them because some of them are actually worth some money. Alright, goblet, that's worth nothing. Now that plate's not going to sell for 30 gold. The purchase and purchase price and sell price is all based on your persuasion skill. And of course, charisma will boost your persuasion skill because it's a charisma based. So that's why I use Will, you know, because he has a high charisma. I use him as my buyer and seller. Now again, some of these books will help you. I'm not sure which book it is specifically. Now these Githyanki discs, I've got Lae'zel with me, so she might comment about it.
A disc appears in your mind's eye. Lae'zel.
Tissue markings. Ancient. I recognize them, but I can't make sense. The texts are enciphered, but I've solved the pattern. It's a story. About Orpheus.
Your head buzzes in concert with Lae'zel's, but it hardly matters. Even without the connection, you'd recognize.
Githyanki writing. Every word a wheel. Every letter a spoke. The most powerful texts are engraved in slate. Some so ancient, only the most erudite Gish can read them. A traitor. This text is heresy. I can hardly bear to read it, let alone speak it. Very well. The Prince of the Comet, Part 1. So it was that we were free from Geich shackles and turned our blades on each other. The heavens were shattered, and one great empire was divided in two. Gith traveled to the Hells to broker help for her people, her cause. Vlaakith would have you believe Mother Gith proclaimed her our queen. Lies. Gith made no such proclamation. Vlaakith seized the empire against the Mother's wishes. But Gith had nurtured a son, Orpheus, Prince of the Comet, the true heir. He knew Vlaakith's treachery. Orpheus rallied Gith's honor guard and declared the throne for himself. The War of the Comet had begun. Disregard this drivel. Gith declared Vlaakith queen of the Empire, and her own son defied her. Orpheus would have ceded control to the Geich. She did nothing of the Thank your good fortunes I'm a tolerant woman, or I'd have sliced off a few toes for suggesting. Indolence breeds madness.
Still breathing, despite everything.
Now that was just part 1 of the Prince of the Comet. There's, I think, 3 of them. Lots of books and lots of scrolls. What would you expect from an arcane tower? All right, now you remember, well, I don't know, you know, if you watched any some of my previous videos when I killed the bullet. Where I killed the bullet, there was a grave. When you dig up the grave, you get a dog collar. Well, if you equip that dog collar, if I can find it. There it is. And then push this button.
Clever. Food is dispensed for
You get a raw steak, which seems a little lame, but, you know, it is what it is. It's a free meal. I don't usually turn down free meals. Arcana and religion. Yeah, I don't think we'll be able to get to that one. But I did. How about that? And I believe that's where I started. So now I gotta go back around to get the stuff on the inside here. There's another disc right there.
Let's get going.
Now this is a cipher. Careful Art of Tirsu Cipher. So this is a way for you to decipher the other disc, the part 1 of the, or any of the Githyanki discs that you come across. This is what will allow you to translate them if you do not have Lae'zel with you. Is that it? Alright, that was it. Now, this next floor is where the constructs are. So I encourage you to save it and then ignore that stupid ass save scumming talk. Bunch of idiots came up with that shit. You play a game like this, you're encouraged to save often. Nothing's a bigger waste of time than dying and having to replay the same stuff you've already done.
Of a play you found in this very tower.
Okay, now the one thing you do not want to say to this thing. Okay, well, it's not on here yet because right here, this is the first line that you should really say.
Don't get me wrong. I love poetry as much as an ex-wizard, but using it to command an automaton...
All right, there is light in every living thing. It's crawling towards the surface to survive. This is the one thing you do not say to these things or they will attack. By saying this right here, the silence stretches on, I'm alone, please, all right, blah, blah, blah.
His hands close around the edge.
You want a hug? I'm a hugger. I'm gonna get a hug.
Come here for just a moment. Remember, you are doing great, as I already am.
I guess I'm too small for him to hug. Anyway, talk to him again. And again, that's the one thing you do not say. Alright, this right here is necessary to get to the basement. I think there's something else. No, I guess there's not. I could have sworn there was something else. Now the halberd he's wielding, like I said, that's the one that I was saying. It's interesting in that it does, I believe it does lightning damage, or like in addition to weapon damage, it does an additional amount of lightning damage. But it has a chance to damage the wielder as well. That's why I really don't mess with it. Now, I can't remember where I saw this or who it was. I would give a shout out to whoever it was that, you know, that I found this out by. But see this Stool of Hill Giant Strength? Well, when I first saw it, I was like, I sat on it, and of course when you sit on it, you have a 21 strength. I didn't even think of smashing it.
That chairleg could make for a fine weapon.
And right there you've got a Club of Hill Giant Strength after smashing it. So that can be very handy for a dual wielder. That's not a dexterity class. Or even if you do, I mean, you could even have one finesse and one regular or not finesse weapon. Alright. There's nothing else over there. I don't really get what this ladder is for. I don't know. Like, you go up there, there's nothing on there. So I don't really know what that's all about. But I'm pretty sure there's a switch. Which, let me go ahead and do guidance. I'm pretty sure there's a switch around here. Starian just failed the perception. There it is, this lever. Now I really don't know what it does.
I wonder what that did.
Yeah, I wonder what that did. No idea what that just did. There it is. So again, this is the one thing you do not say. This right here. He gave us something. What did he give us? A greater healing potion. So that's pretty much everything. Unless you want to kill him and take his halberd, that's pretty much everything here. But there's not just him, but 4 other ones. 5 other ones. So it's a pretty tough fight, but what I always did... Hang on, let me go ahead and equip this ring. Actually, I'm going to equip it with somebody else.
Enough waiting. I crave blood. A button. Of course. Revealed by the ring's magic.
Now, when she put that on,
No, never mind.
that basement button popped up. Didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Stop jumping around. I don't know what's up with that table. Alright, I think that's everything. Now this is a very handy staff. For a cleric or I used to use it on with Shadowheart quite a bit. Because Mistra's Blessing grants an additional 1d4 to saving throws and weapon attack rolls, an additional 2d4 to spell attack rolls. That's not just for the bless. Like this has one charge of bless on the staff. But anytime Shadowheart casts bless while wielding this staff, it gets those bonuses. So this is a very nice staff to have if you're using bless. Can't open that desk. Alright, I'm encumbered here. I need to... I'll just give my money to Lazel. That should lighten my load. Alright, and then this brings us out to... I think that lever up top opened this door. That lever that I pulled and I was like, I have no idea what this does. I think it opened that door. So even without the ring, you can still get into the basement if you come back. If you find that lever, pull the lever, and then come back down here. All right, now there's really no reason. That's it for the tower. There's really no reason to keep running around. At this point, I can just... do that. Now the only thing left here to do is right up here. There's a lot of loot up here in this area. This is where you come down from the Zentarum hideout in what's the name of that it's just another way to get into the Underdark. So I haven't done that yet because you can't get up to that hideout from You have to unlock it from the top in order to take the lift back up. So I'll get to that later. I don't really need to do that right now. But anyway, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.